I'm just going to give you a big overview of the back end of your site on this video. This would be the video that I would send out to all of my clients. As you haven't got many updates to do on your site, I'm just going to go here. So you've only got one update. I'm actually going to show you on another client's first because they've got more and they're in the order that I want them to be in. So this is the back end of your website, and the most important thing that you should always do is look here and see if you've got any updates, and if you have, then you need to do those first. So I'm just going to flick to my other client who has also got some updates, and the reason I wanted to show you this is she's actually got a Divi update, she's got some plugins, and she's also got a newer version of WordPress. So what you do is you literally click the bottom button, always start from the bottom, start with Divi, then your plugins, and then your WordPress update. You're less likely to break your website doing it that way. So whilst it does the update, just leave it, let your site do whatever it needs to do and wait for it to return to the very beginning. Some updates take slightly longer than others, but once you get this screen here, then you can press return to WordPress Updater and do the next one. Divi tend to do updates on a Friday, so I always recommend to my clients that they do a login to their site on a Monday and do the updates at that point in time. The reason for this is if you do yours on a Friday morning, Divi's based in the US, they might not have done their updates until the evening, and it means that then your updates are a week old by the time you get around to doing them. So back to here. And finally, we've got this WordPress update. With WordPress updates, I usually recommend that you don't do them as soon as they become available. It's only the WordPress one, nothing else. And maybe even just drop me a quick email if you notice you've got an update to your WordPress core. The reason being is sometimes they will update here, and it may be that there's a few bugs that need ironing out, and generally speaking they'll fix them within a week. So I tend to leave a WordPress update for a week after it's a new update. So once this has done all of these updates, I would then just go and check the front end of the website and just make sure everything's working. So there we go, it's now done all of the updates. So I would then go and just check to make sure nothing has shifted during the updates. And you can go through as many pages as you want to just make sure that all is okay. If for any reason something has gone wrong, you can always roll your site back using Blog Vault, and I will make sure that you get your login details for Blog Vault so that you can roll it back. So let's go back to your website now. So going through the dashboard, as I say, you've got your updates there. Your posts are always going to be where they were before, and I am going to show you how to change the settings so that you can use Gutenberg. And I will change it so that it is on Gutenberg Builder for you when I finish this. Your media library, this is where your photos are, and you can, if you want to, have them in this view here, so that they literally, you see everything in this view, and you can put any tags on and categories. And also if you have something like Short Pixel installed on there, this is how it likes to have the images for bulk smushing them. pages. So this is the pages of your website, and they're all featured here. If we go into a page, you have the opportunity to edit on both the back end of the website and also the front end. And if you recall, I started to write what different things were, so you got a greater knowledge of them. If you want to work on the back end, then literally you just click on the cog, it opens up, you do your writing, save it. When you've done everything on the page, you just update it. If you decide that you would prefer to work on the front end, then all you do is click this button here, build on the front end, and then you'll see now that you have got an overview of what you can work on. So the green is the whole of the row, the outer bit, and the grey is just referring to each individual section. If you wanted to alter some text, you can hover here and then you would just write in it, save it, save here, save there, and then you exit once that's finished. And then you can go either back to the page you were on or back to the dashboard. Here's a list of where all your plugins are that you've got installed. So that's everything that's installed. And then here's a list of your users. I'm just going to delete that one. So I'm still a listed user on here, but you can remove me if you want to. In general, I'm going to change this email now to you at hello@BozAround.com. You will actually get an email once I confirm this, and you will need to log in. You will need to confirm that it's changed. If you can do that, that will stop me getting emails, but I can't change it myself. If by chance you miss the email, then I recommend that you come into the settings, into general, and just change this here, and you'll automatically send yourself an email straight away. You don't need to touch anything in here. This is your Pinterest button, and I have set you this pin here, which is a custom one. And then you've got your SEO, your Yoast here, which is all set up, and there's nothing really you need to do there. If you have got Bing, you can put that there. This has all been done, so you don't need to put anything there. But that's everything to do with Yoast. You've got Blog Vault. The best thing to do here is to have a look and see when the last date was that it did a backup. So it last did a backup here on the 18th of the 7th, and that must have been when we had it go live. So there is where the last backup was done. That was today at 9:05 this morning. So you can always just check here, but you don't need to do anything here, and I will get you your login for there so you can manage it yourself if you need to. The only time you would ever go into there is either to A, roll your website back, or B, if you were doing some major changes, building some pages to your website. But otherwise, to be honest, I wouldn't even bother going there, just leave it. Here is your different grid templates, and I will go through these in more detail in a separate video, but this is where you find the different grids for different elements of your website. Use any font. That really isn't anything you need to know about, other than it's got your specific font that's in there. This is your cache plugin, so regularly just get into the habit of deleting your cache and minify CSS. Bloom, this is your settings for your homepage pop-up. So if you wanted to change any element of that, you literally can go on here, click this, ignore this first page, unless you've got say a new newsletter that you wanted to tie it into, and then you can go onto there, and then you can alter here, and you can also alter the image there, and then you just would save and exit once you've got to the bottom. The Divi themes, so there isn't really a lot that you need to know on here. My code is automatically in here for the license, so that doesn't need touching. This is where I said to you about the Google verification code that's been in there, that I said about there. It's here actually, so it's all connected. And this would also be where you'd put your Facebook pixels if you ever decide you want to do that. Ignore this, ignore this. The only other thing that you would want to do is in the Builder tab here. If I knock both of those off there, that now will give you the Gutenberg layout. So if you were doing something on your website, so if you wanted to add a new page, just come over to Divi and then Builder, Advanced, and put those back on. And then also on the home page now of your dashboard, you've got your Google Analytics, which I believe is very similar to what you had before, and gives you all your data that you need to know. And so it's fetching information, and things have started to pick up today. It was just because it had lost the connection here. So it's now all connected back up and working beautifully. So that is a general overview of your website, and now I will make you some more specific videos for the other things that you asked for.